Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Aftab Iqbal to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Aftab Iqbal's words. As usual, today too, you will hear the continuation of the last vlog because I'd already requested that for a while these vlogs will be connected to each other. Now, there's a brief reaction to yesterday's vlog. It's interesting, but it's necessary to mention it, and it's important to answer it as well. The question is, Mr. Aftab, how do you know the future? Now, with a lot of affection, this person has mentioned that earlier we did not believe, but now we believe everything. And I would say don't believe everything. If you hear something, try to connect the dots, analyze it. There's an analyst within you. Allah has equipped you with all these chips and attachments inside you, but unfortunately we don't use them. Just like we don't use 90% of the functions of our mobile phones, computers and smart TVs, we just leave them aside without using them. The reason is that we don't know how to use them or whether we need them. So, do analyze things. This is not related to your education, experience or lack of knowledge at all. It's about the way you look at things and analyze them according to your own perspective. Then a couple of friends also said, "What, have you become a Baba?" Well, becoming a Baba is not the point. It's more about wisdom. I always say that every person has the capability given by Allah, but we don't use it. This is the same point I made earlier as well. Then a little bit of study is also important, observation is important, and most importantly, reflection and contemplation on things. If this happened first, what will happen next? Understanding things comes with this. I won't say that you will understand everything 100%, but you will be quite close. One person asked this in a different way. Mr. Aftab, how do you know about all the frightening and horrifying events before they happen? You never give good news, only bad news. Well, I would say that it was good news that you would win a landslide victory in the elections. What was that? Before 8th February, I had requested that the situation would be like this. How could that have been bad news? It was good news that Imran Khan's popularity graph would keep increasing. Nothing could stop it. You might say that's a catastrophe, a horrifying piece of news, but I'm calling it good news. From day one, I've been saying that the people imposed on us would never deliver, not only them, but their fathers too. This is the kind of talk I've been having. Anyway, this is a common conversation. I've also shared many positive things. However, I don't overburden my mind with such things. It is quite true that things with some drama or horror in them, whether little or big, make the mind work more, especially minds like mine. Now, a poet has explained this very well in a beautiful way. Consider this. The incident is the one still hidden in the veil of destiny. Its reflection is in the mirror of my perception. This is a poem by Awami Iqbal, not Aftab Iqbal, and it's a beautiful one. It explains a lot of things. That's why if you focus on your perception, the mirror of perception, you will understand things better. First, understand what the mirror of perception really is. Once you understand this, things will start making sense. If you have any wish, practice it and things will become clearer. Next, keep your intentions pure. Stay positive and base your knowledge and sources on Allah. Don't follow anyone blindly. Now let's come to another important point which has left many people upset, worried, and I share in their sadness. I pray that if Imran Khan is not visible on my radar today, may he appear by tomorrow. If I could, I would break the radar where Imran Khan isn't visible, but it's not in my hands. However, the love and affection we have for him, as much as we desire for him, does not change the course of history. What I understand and what will be comforting to some and depressing to others is something I will discuss today. That is the topic of today's vlog, because you can only talk about war if the war is ongoing. I've said before that this war will not be like Zelensky's ongoing war. It will be like the Iran-Israel war, which lasted for about 12 days. So until it is absolutely necessary, there is no point in talking unnecessarily about it. But once it's time, things will become more interesting. Like I said yesterday, the aftermath of that war is a situation that will be revealed later. It was a very interesting and alarming discussion, and you all reacted strongly. I also got many comments, and I think I have more than double the usual amount today. So that's good. Keep watching, keep commenting, and we'll start responding to your emails soon. I will answer every one of your questions. Some of them are futuristic and are framed in such a way that they won't become irrelevant. They will stay fresh. We will also talk about those when we resume our email discussions. Now, a couple of friends have sent shows about Imran Khan, and I've heard that a few others are discussing it too. So, feel free to share your opinions, even if they are 180 degrees different from mine. Disagree with me if you want and give me your reasons. What is the reason that you say Imran Khan is in the position he's in now? In my opinion, I agree that he has made the ultimate sacrifice. We've never seen such situations before. He's performed excellently. I will quote what he did on election day and after it, as it was unprecedented in history. We've never seen anything like it in 80 years of history. Now, the reality is the situation in Pakistan is such that no one alone, not even Imran Khan, can fix it. That's the fact. We need to face reality. The problem is so severe that no individual, not even a general, politician, or anyone else can fix it alone. Even if all political parties join hands, this machine is beyond repair. We've been messing with it for a long time. We've added diesel instead of petrol, and whenever we got a chance, we added some other things to the engine. Whoever wanted to fix it opened it up, and anyone who wanted changed things as per their wishes. It's a machine that no mechanic can fix now. Anyone in power would want to be remembered with good words in history, but when it comes to matters of the state, we've seen how people like Ziaul Haq, Musharraf and even Asim Munir tried, but they couldn't fix it. The machine is too broken. Ziaul Haq thought he would implement Islam and everything would get smooth, but he faced failure. Musharraf thought a simple accountability process would fix things, but it didn't. Even today, no one can fix Pakistan's broken system. We keep adding new problems without addressing the core issues. Bhutto's contribution was small compared to Imran Khan's, but it mattered because it gave people a sense of empowerment. Imran Khan, however, has given you something much greater. His work was 100 times harder than Bhutto's and perhaps even more difficult than Quaid-e-Azam's. Like in cricket, the opener's role is different. The middle-order batsman's role is different, the bowler's role is different, and so on. Imran Khan played his role excellently, and so did others in their respective roles. He kept his promises, didn't sell his vote, and didn't betray his conscience. His performance was exemplary. Now, getting onto the streets and seeing the reactions, that's a different matter. If the reaction was only limited to some minor disturbances, then you would not have left the streets. But the situation escalated, and that was the mistake of this regime. You allowed things to get out of hand. This is when dignity comes into play. When you've done your part, your duty, and Allah also plays his role. The time for that is now. It's coming, and the best is yet to come for our nation and its 25 crore people. This is something only Allah knows. If Imran Khan's situation has gotten worse, it's not the fault of one individual. All the military leaders, political parties, and others have all contributed to this mess. Even if they tried, they wouldn't be able to fix it. The steering is attached to one side, and you think that any mechanic can fix it. If you believe that we have such mechanics here, that one man from a reef built a plane and flew it, then that's no big deal. Such planes that last 4 days can be made by anyone. It's not that easy, it's very difficult, even if you build a car or fix it. Asim Munir had the desire too. Why didn't it work the way he wanted? What does it mean? He may have thought that he didn't want to be remembered as a tyrant associated forever with Bakwa. No one wants that. But what has happened, what we see, reflects otherwise. The problem is our friends only begin to understand things when they're already in the operating theatre, when they've already opened up the patient. Diagnosis should happen first. But diagnostics as a concept is missing here. What's the noise about? What's the real problem? Honestly, even a sensible child could tell you the problems. If since 1958 or even before that everyone had stayed within their limits, the situation could have been fixed. If only Ghulam Ahmed's issues had been resolved, maybe things would have turned out differently. His name is remembered in harsh terms. Sikandar Mirza is scorned. Even Ayub Khan, who was the root of all problems, the mother of all problems. Still, even after him, things could have improved. No one really tried to diagnose the issue. Everyone tried to fix it. Everyone tried to treat it. If only we had a political radiologist. Imran Khan wasn't that either. Unfortunately, Imran has many good qualities. He rules over our hearts. If he asked me to do something, I would. But if he tells me he can fix Pakistan, I'm sorry, I won't believe it. Why? After closely observing Pakistan's issues, I feel this problem is genuinely beyond Imran's capacity. Otherwise, God wouldn't have kept him so far from power. He would have been granted power but not kept at a distance. So no one should doubt the love between Imran and me. But I've begun to understand this broken-down vehicle, Pakistan, more deeply. Earlier, I didn't realize this is beyond the ability of any single person. Truly, beyond any one man. Believe me, without divinity, without God's participation, we should thank God 1,000,000 times that he has already forgiven many of our misdeeds. Not all, but many. That's why I believe, God willing, things will move toward improvement. Though deterioration might still occur, when you're on the operating table, incisions happen. There's cutting, cleaning and stitching. It's not an easy job. So, take SIFC, the Special Investment Facilitation Council, as an example. Even if you start it with good intentions, which maybe you did, even if you implement everything as intended, the body's internal system is already compromised, like sores in your mouth. I keep using medical metaphors so it's relatable. If I open up micro or macroeconomic issues, it'll be confusing. It confuses even me. Sores in your mouth, back in the day, doctors would use a horrible dark blue paint on a long stick with cotton. They'd dab it all over your mouth and throat. It felt brutal. It helped, temporarily. Even today there are things like Somagal or Listerine providing temporary relief, but they don't resolve the real problem. Think of SIFC like that. Think of our accountability process like that. Think of Zia-ul-Haq's Islamization like that. Think of Bhutto's roti, kapta, makan, food, clothing, shelter, like that. Or Imran Khan's entire political manifesto. Imran has many weaknesses too. He's so refined he can't even recognize real people. He's surrounded himself with piles of garbage. But I'll say again, if there's one person after Quaid-e-Azam who had zero corruption, financial or intellectual, it was Imran. He was above all that, because God had bestowed him with grace. What's happening to Pakistan now? Imran Khan is a huge part of that divine plan. We'll explain this more in time, like interpreting a beautiful, complex verse of poetry. So, the topic was mouth sores. They often originate in the stomach. The problem might be in the stomach or even in the blood. If the blood is corrupt, if there's pressure or issues, you don't treat the mouth, you treat the root problem. There's a verse I often quote in my show, "He treats me with a medicine meant for another illness." Yet I suffer from something entirely different. Believe me, that verse sums up the tragedy of our rulers and our nation. Among all our rulers, there may be very few who are just out to get rich. You might not believe that. I myself hesitate to believe it. But maybe even Zardari wanted to be remembered with honor in Pakistan, to redeem his past sins through noble service. But desires alone don't change things. As they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Good intentions aren't enough. That only makes the path to destruction smoother. Have I not said these things on Kabanak? I never used to talk about opportunity and divine grace before. But should we only ask God for opportunities? Even Zardari, Nawaz Sharif, all the generals I've spoken about got opportunities. What's rarer is tawfiq or divine enabling. We should ask God for both opportunity and tawfiq. There are many with tawfiq, but no opportunity, like Imran. God has granted him tawfiq, but maybe he's holding back a second opportunity because he has something better planned. This is just my feeling. I have no knowledge of the unseen, but based on what is now happening, what never happened before, I feel hopeful that better times are coming. May God send a mechanic, a team who can first rebuild this vehicle, then open its engine, overhaul it, reassemble it, complete the engines running in, then finally rebuild the road. Because we've broken the road too. Some parts are damaged, others we've sold off. Mostly we've sold it. We've committed massive sins. But these recent sacrifices of the last 3 years, everyone has contributed at their own level. Some poor souls have even begun to think, God forbid, that God isn't watching anymore, or that he's left us to our fate, that he's turned away from us. That's the most alarming thought. Or perhaps people believe God has stopped intervening. I hear such strange ideas about God these days. People's concept of God has become bizarre. When a man becomes too educated, too liberal, his problems take a different shape. But all of this will, God willing, change. I can already see it happening. One last thing before I go. If the current rulers now understand that we're at war, and they've dropped hints through their favourite journalists, then why are they so unprepared? Why haven't they made arrangements? First, they're not confident. There's panic, and rightly so. If you're about to go to war, sit for a final exam or play a final match, you should look worried. That fear is visible. May God solve Pakistan's problems. May he protect and support Pakistan. But the other problem is this: our rulers don't grasp the intensity of what's coming. I said this yesterday too. When that critical month arrives, whether late or early, it will be devastating. No one understands the intensity. Second, they don't grasp the gravity of Pakistan's existing problems. I'm 100% sure. I've closely observed many rulers during my 30 to 31 years in journalism. Most of them had no understanding of the real depth of Pakistan's issues. Even Imran Khan didn't understand his own companions. He had gathered the worst traitors and shameless people around him. Many are still around him. So our rulers have no sense of the intensity of what's coming or the gravity of the past 80 years. What happens in such situations? When the patient deteriorates, the doctor stops saying, "Take him to a bigger hospital." He stops recommending CMH or General Hospital. At one stage, all he says is pray, but that doesn't mean we just pull the plug. The patient may be surviving like a plant, just breathing. May God not let that happen to Pakistan. It won't. I always say Pakistan is here to stay. Earlier, I might have said such things emotionally, but not anymore. Now I reflect and think deeply before I say, Inshallah, Pakistan is here to stay, because Pakistan is you. Just look at what you've done in the last 3 years. That's why we scold you sometimes, those of us sitting abroad, the so-called intellectuals. We say you've done nothing, but you've done a lot. You've done as much as you could. One last thing though, this is getting long. But maybe tomorrow I'll forget to say it. I've always emphasized one thing in my career on camera, to say one thing that becomes associated with my name. My viewers, my critics, my fans should remember it. I don't say this is binding for everyone, but to my regular viewers I request, use your mind. I never used to say that Pakistan is morally bankrupt, but this vehicle, this wreck I call a country, it hasn't even stood up yet. It's crouched, collapsed. Its tires are flat. Someday I'll do a full anatomy of it. This broken radiator, what is it? Is it the administration or the judiciary? And these tires, what are they? These completely missing tires you see, I think they represent morality. Our level of morality needs to improve. You've played a great role on many other fronts. Now come to this front. For God's sake, purify yourselves. Hold yourselves accountable. Try to improve yourselves. And I assure you, success is just around the corner. That wraps up our translation of Aftab Iqbal's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.